All right, so this video is about how to do the acceleration of like mass equals acceleration, basically. F equals m times a is what we're trying to do with this particular lab, okay? So in order to do that, we basically, I need to flip this thing around. Yeah, so to do this lab, we have to hook up a string, and we have to tie the string onto this little hole here, which is a little tricky. So you'll need to basically thread the string through there and tie it. And then we want a loop in the other end of the string that's going to go over this pulley and then down. And what we're going to put on the end of that is one of these little masses here. So this one is a 20-gram mass. This is a 10-gram mass. These guys are 34-gram masses, I think, but it depends. I mean, you can find out the exact mass of each one using the balances, right, like that one over there. So, so yeah, I think they're about 34 grams. I think that's what I have in the worksheet for this lab. Anyway, so these hang on the end and they make that thing roll. All right. So we need to know the mass of this guy, which some of these have the mass on the side of them already, and you can probably just trust that. Or you can have the students take the mass of these guys, but to take the mass of the carts, you have to use the triple beam balance because the mass is more than 500 grams for these carts, okay? So I have often had some weird results with this lab, and I don't know why it is. Maybe you are smarter than I am and can figure out what the problem is with the lab or the procedure. But in any case, again, there's a worksheet that explains the procedure. I'm just showing you how to set everything up in these videos. So again, we use the picket fence. Not picket fence, but yeah, we do actually have a picket fence, but it's a cart-sized picket fence right there. And this thing comes, we only have 6 of these, okay? Looks like this. Comes in a little thing that looks like that. We have lots of the other kind of picket fence, but only 6 of this. So on the cart, there are little slots on either side here and here, and then the picket fence slides right into those, like so, and then pops in. So now it's in there, okay, and it's attached to the cart. So in order to measure the picket fence, we would then need to move the photo gate down so that it is positioned such that the beam, that infrared beam that passes through the middle of that U-shaped thing, will be lined up with this part of the photo gate. Okay, so it needs to go in this stripy part of the picket fence. This part of the picket fence has to pass directly through the beam of the photo gate. If that doesn't happen, it won't work. All right, and then there's a setting inside the Logger Pro app. I think that's what it's called. Anyway, I think whatever. The name of the app on the computer, there's a setting in there that you have to tell it that it's a cart picket fence and not a normal picket fence. And I think the instructions for how to do that are also in the worksheet. So anyway, so that's that. That's the cart picket fence. The cart picket fences are over in the top drawer over there, just like the other picket fences. And then there are cart masses like this, and I have those mostly inside one of these boxes for carts. So it says Vernier Dynamics System Carts and Accessories. I basically separated them out into something that made more sense to me. So this is one of the oddball boxes that just has a bunch of random things, including the masses. So that's to do another trial with the weight of, with the added mass, right, of this guy plus the cart over there. Also in here are some other things. Here is where we keep the pulleys already assembled. Looks like we have one without a pulley on it. I'm not sure where the pulley is for that guy. But I think there might be more pulleys up here. Anyway, these are the bumpers for a different video. And there's also a couple more of the triple beam balances up here as well. So, oh yeah, there we go. There's another pulley. So I'll go ahead and put this in here. Okay, there we go. Now there's 6. Okay, so pulleys are there. String, you'll need string, but I already showed you where the string is. This is where I keep all of the oddball masses. But you can also use the 10 and 20 gram masses from those mass sets, the black ones that I showed in my first video. Otherwise, you've got this, you've got the data logger like usual, and you have to hook it up to one of the science laptops with the proper program installed by Vernier. The Vernier program for logging the data, because that's what your data logger, your Lab Pro, right? The Lab Pro will hook up to the computer and it will talk to Logger Pro, which is the name of the program that's on the computer. Okay? So that is the setup for this. Little string hooks up here, goes over this, and then you hook the mass on and let it fall. So the string should be long enough that the cart can be back here, and then the string is long enough to be over the end of this. Now how this hooks up, we have this bolt at the end. The bolt slides in to the track underneath. It's a little bit tricky to get it to go in there, especially one-handed. So, yep, that goes under there. Bam, slides in, and then you can tighten it up. However close you want it to be to the edge is fine. And then there you go. That's that for that setup.